Just Hannah Guard for a check of your first alert forecast.
Thanks, Kelsey. We are tracking some light rain on the radar right now for the North Shore, but I'm seeing some storms starting to gather down in the coastal areas near Grand Isle. We're seeing some heavier rainfall. We've had a couple of little storms now moving into southern Mississippi, and you see all of this lightning and maybe even some hail over here to the west of us. This system is very slowly dropping to the southeast, especially this rain up here to the north. So we'll see the rain coming down, and then we'll have to watch for heavy rain later today. This is just the start of what we're going to see throughout your Wednesday. There's this tail kind of forming along the Gulf Coast. You can see it's actually popping up on the coastal areas. And we have this complex of storms that moved across southern Texas. The wave of energy from this is now starting to take a more northeasterly track. The reason for that, we have a big spin up here to the north of it in the plains areas. It's causing rain for the front range of the Rockies. This is the upper level low that is driving all of the storms that we're seeing today and then into the next couple of days. It's a very slow moving low pressure system. It's just been meandering over the plains. The area that we watch for storm activity is the southeastern quadrant primarily, because that's where you have winds going to the north here and to the east down to the south. These storms are going to have to follow the direction of the winds in the upper levels, and they're going to try to go around this upper level low. So you'll see they'll have to come across our area later today. So I'm watching that wave of energy. Ahead of that, as we get a little bit of heating in the morning, we also could see some isolated storms popping up. We have a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. That street flood threat is the highest, along with frequent lightning, but we could see damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail as well. Giving you the first alert for that today. Got to pay close attention to the forecast all day long. Through the later morning, the next couple of hours, we're still not going to see very much. It's mostly going to be light rain. As you're headed out on your commute, you'll just see wet roadways. We could have some ponding on the North Shore because we've already had rain all night, but it's about 10 to 11 that we start to see some isolated storms popping up. I'm seeing this on both of our good high resolution models. So I think that we have to closely watch for that severe potential isolated in the late morning and around midday. You also can see that wave of energy that we were tracking from Texas up the Gulf Coast makes it to Lafayette and central Louisiana by about 11 to noon. Then that's going to move into our area afternoon to about 2. This we also have to watch. This is a squall line for damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail. This line of storms luckily will be moving pretty quickly, so that will help mitigate the flooding threat here, but we could see some high rain rates in there as well as this moves across the area. We'll watch that closely. After it moves past us, 4 or 5, some lingering scattered showers, maybe a storm or 2, but things will be clearing up nicely for us. I'm going to show you tomorrow because we could see some more storms, but this model is not showing much. There have been previous model runs that are showing another squall line coming through. I definitely think that's possible because that big upper level low I showed you is not really moving. It's very slow moving. You can see it's picking up on some lift in the late afternoon, early evening tomorrow. I think we need to watch for multiple rounds of storms all the way through Friday. This rain potential, though, is primarily for today. The yellows and the reds, that's about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, but we have bullseyes of over 5 inches there popping with the purple. Depending on where that sets up, that will be our flood threat. And we can have high rain rates with any of these storms. We've already seen that. Yesterday, we had a couple of those stronger storms pop up on the North Shore. We've just seen lingering rain through the evening, but that is just the beginning, guys. We're going to see more storm activity later today. And if you're headed out on the commute, there's not a lot of storms right now. I think we might be okay through much of the morning commute. Okay. It's going to be late morning through early afternoon when we see some pop-up storms and that squall line coming through that we really need to pay attention to today.
School pickup time?
I think that we might see that still moving through that squall line. Okay. Around 4 to 5 is when it should start to push out, so they might need to pay attention to that as well.
Right, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Reminder to parents to prepare for that.